Hello everyone. At last, CBSE has released the sample paper for Artificial Intelligence Class 10. Then what? Aiforkids is ready to provide you the solution for the whole paper. Let us start solving the paper. Let us start with section A. So section A starts from question number 1 till question number 6, and section A comprises of total 5 marks, in which from question number 1 to 4 we have to answer any 3 questions out of the 4 given, and they will be of 1 mark each. Then question number 5 to 6, they will be of 2 marks each, and we have to answer any 1 out of the 2 questions. So let's get started with the first question on a screen, that is, write any 2 qualities for being a good entrepreneur. Okay, so you have to mention any 2 qualities for being a good entrepreneur. So this is a 1 mark question. We can divide 2 points with half and half mark. While you are referring this solution of sample paper, you will be able to see that I have written a little bit more than demanded by the question, so that you can frame better answers that will have a great impact on the person who is going to check your paper. Okay, so let's see the answer for the first question. The first quality I mentioned here is hardworking. Okay, hardworking. In order to be successful, an entrepreneur must be very hardworking. Successful entrepreneurs adapt to the habit of hard work from a very early stage. Second one is optimistic. Successful entrepreneurs should have a positive approach to life. They should not be afraid of any adverse situations in a business. They should think optimistically about the future of the business. Okay, so this was the answer to the first question. Let us move on to the next question. Now we have the second question, that is, what is sustainable development? Many of you would start answering the question as sustainable development are the 17 goals which were released by UN in 2015 or something like that. But you are totally wrong here, because this is not asking about sustainable development goals. It is asking about only sustainable development, which is different from SDGs. The answer to this question will be sustainable development is the development that meets the need of the present, without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. Okay, so this means that sustainable development is a development in which we develop in a way that we are developing for the present without exploiting the resources of future. Okay, so this was the answer to the question. Now let's move on to the next question. So question number 3 says, entrepreneurship has a positive impact on the society. Write any 2. Okay, so we need to mention any 2 impacts on the society. So let's meet one new guy here. He is Chintu. Okay, so he'll be helping you in between the video. Okay, so let's see what he says. Choose any 2 out of the 4 given. Okay, so he is saying that we need to write any 2 out of the 4 given, because as I said, we'll be giving extra data so that you can form correct answers from it, or analyze the options and try to frame your own variation or version of it. Okay, so it will help you create better answers. So the answer to this question is, we have written 4 points. Let's see one by one. It accentuates economic growth and creates wealth on a national scale. Okay, we all know that the wealth entrepreneur creates will surely help in increasing the GDP of the country as his business scales, and that will even accentuate the economic growth because of employment and all. It will give even more employment. People will start getting salaries. They can pay the taxes. So one way or another, it is helping to accentuate the growth of economy of the country. Okay, now the second one, it fosters creative. Okay, it should be creative. Okay, it fosters creative thinking, skills in individual. Okay, as because entrepreneur had to deal with so many things, he had to imply his creativity in the solution for the various problems he might face or challenges he may face. He need to use his creativity and innovation to get out of it. Okay, now the third one is it stimulates innovation and efficiency during work. Yeah, innovation is the root of any business, because if someone is starting a business, so the idea on which the foundation of a business is put on should be innovative, and an entrepreneur is a person who handles that. So innovation is must. Now next is creates job and employment opportunities. This one is the first thing which everyone gets into the mind, because a company wants employees, and hence it generates job opportunities and employment opportunities. Okay, now let's see the question number 4. The question number 4 says, how many sustainable development goals were formulated by the United Nations? Okay, so total of 17 sustainable development goals or SDGs were adopted by all United Nations UN members in 2015 to ensure peace and prosperity all over the world by the year 2030. It was a universal call in 2015 to all 193 United Nations members to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all the people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. Now let's see the question number 5. And the question number 5 says, entrepreneurs are born, not made. Do you agree with this statement? Justify your answer. So this is a personal opinion based question, and answer may differ from person to person. I have mentioned my opinion here so that you can understand and frame your own answer too. So the first point is, I'm against the statement. Entrepreneurship is a skill that can be acquired. It is a result of transformation of thoughts, habits, actions, and arguments which enable a person to create successful ventures. Ventures means businesses. Second point is, so when I do believe that entrepreneurship can be taught and learned over the years of experience, most successful entrepreneurs do share some common personality traits and usually are blessed by a supportive environment. And this supportive environment can be like parents, teachers, or even friends. Okay, now the third point is, I have written the conclusion in the third point. In conclusion, it doesn't matter if you have never started a business before or have started and failed. If you feel you might have some business ideas which will bring a change, you can start your own venture and may even surprise yourself by discovering the talents in yourself and that you had been unaware of. Okay, let's see the question number 6. Enlist any 2 SDGs which are formulated to address the problems related to water. So we all know about SDGs, right? There are 17 SDGs. Out of these 17 SDGs, this question is saying we need to mention any 2 SDGs which addresses the problem related to water. I have written 3 SDGs here and choose any 2 out of the 3 as Chintu says. So let's see one by one. Goal number 6 mentions clean water and sanitation. This goal deals with addressing problem to water. Then second one is goal number 14, which deals with life below water. Okay. Then goal number 12, that is responsible consumption and production. First two directly deals with water, and the third one is indirectly indicating that we should be responsible for the consumption of resources such as water. Let's move on to the 7th one. Okay, now we are on section B, which is of total 12 marks, and it is extended from question number 7 to question number 18, and we are going to see that from question number 7 to 12, which are of 1 mark each, we have to answer any 4 questions out of the given 6 questions. And from question number 13 to question number 18, which are of 2 marks each, we need to answer any 4 questions out of the 6 given. hence creating 8 marks here, 4 marks here, and total of 12 marks. Let's move on to the seventh question and the first question of section B. What will be the output of the word studies if we do the following? A. Lemmatization, B. Stemming. So these two are the concepts of natural language processing, and both deal with removing the affix in a word. Okay, you can learn more about these concepts by connecting to us. We have articles made on these topics which will help you understand these topics easily with examples and graphics. Okay, so let's see the answer to this. The word studies outputs the following after lemmatization and stemming. A. Output of the word after lemmatization will be study, and the output of the word after stemming will be study. STUDI. Okay, now let's move on to the question number 8. Question number 8 says that how many tokens are there in a sentence given below? Okay, so first of all, what is token? Okay, so here Chintu says that tokens is a term used for any word or any number or any special character occurring in a sentence. Okay, for example, any word in a sentence, any special character means any full stop, any comma, etc. Okay, so we need to count all of these. Let's count. 1, 2, wait. I have already counted, so let's not waste time here. Let's see the answer. There are 46 tokens in the above sentence. Okay, there are 42 words, 3 full stops and 1 comma, which equals to 46 tokens. Okay, let's move on to question number 9. And question number 9 says that what do you mean by corpus? So I have written 2 definitions of corpus. As Chintu says, we need to choose any one out of the given for answering. So first definition is, in text normalization, we undergo several steps to normalize the text to a lower level. That is, we'll be working on text from multiple documents, and the term used for the whole textual data from all the documents all together is known as corpus. Okay, a corpus can be defined as a collection of text documents. It can be thought of as just a branch of text files in a directory, often alongside many other directories of text files. So these were the definitions of corpus. Now let's see the question number 10. And question number 10 says that identify any 2 stop words in the given sentence. So we have to identify stop words. But what are stop words? So Chintu is helping us to understand stop words, and he says that in human language there are certain words used in grammar which does not add any essence to the corpus. For example, is, the, of, into, the. So they don't have any specific meaning to it, but they're just adding to the syntax or the grammar of a sentence. Okay, now let's see the given sentence. Pollution is the introduction of contaminations into the natural environment that cause adverse change. The 3 types of pollution are air pollution, water pollution and land pollution. Okay, so the stop words we were able to find were, the 2 stop words are given in the sentence are that and into. There are so many. You can take is, the, of. Okay, we have mentioned 2 here. Now this second point also, we have defined stop words. So stop words are the most common words in a language, like the, on, is, all. These words do not carry important meaning and are usually removed from the text. Okay, so this was the question number 10. Let's move on to the question number 11. Why should we avoid using the training data for evaluation? Okay, before going to the answer to the question, I'll try to explain you this easily. Okay, for example, I have given you 10 questions for training you. Okay, means for preparing you for the test, and I have given 5 questions out of these 10 questions in the test. Okay, so because I have given you the same question which was there, so you have already practiced that, and 100% you're going to get that right. Okay, because you already know the answer to the question. That is what it is trying to say. Usually we use testing data for evaluation, but what is the problem in using training data? So that is the question. So the answer will be models that use the training data set during testing will always result in correct output. Here, AI model remembers the whole training data set, therefore it always predicts the correct label for any point in the training data set. This is also known as overfitting of data. Even I have wrote this term overfitting of data so that you can come to know the concept behind it. Okay. Now question number 12 says find the value of F1 score if the model needs to have 100% accuracy. If the model needs to have 100% accuracy, what will be the F1 score? What will be the F1 score? So as we know that F1 score ranges from 0 to 1, as the recall ranges from 0 to 1. So the highest value will be 1, and if the model has 100% accuracy, so the F1 score will be 1. This was very simple. So let's see how to theorize the answer. So here it is. Question the point 1. The point 1 is value of F1 score if the model needs to have 100% accuracy will be 1. Okay, so this is extra which I wrote. It is known as perfect value for F1 score, as the values of both precision and recall ranges from 0 to 1. The F1 score also ranges from 0 to 1. Here is what the question number 13 says. Question number 13 says that automatic summarization is used in NLP applications. Is the given statement correct? Justify your answer with an example. Okay, so we need to tell about automatic summarization. So first of all, is the given statement correct? Yes, the given statement is correct. Justify your answer with an example. So we are going to justify automatic summarization is relevant not only for summarizing the meaning of the documents or of the documents and information, but also to understand the emotional meanings within the information, as in correcting the data from social media. So let's understand what does it mean by emotional meanings. So emotional meanings mean that the tone in which you're putting forward your opinion. Okay, so for example, it can be happy tone. Okay, it can be sad tone, or maybe it can be sarcastic tone. Okay, so there can be different possibilities. To understand that, we can use automatic summarization too. So here is where it comes in NLP. So it is a process of generating a concise and meaningful summary of the text from multiple text resources such as books, news articles, blog posts, research papers, emails, and tweets. An example of this can be InShorts app, Google News. So these are the news applications. These are the news applications which are used to summarize the news. Used to summarize the news for the users so that they can, instead of reading a whole article, you can save your time by having short in text summary. Okay, so this is what these applications does. This can be an example you can write. Okay, so now I think we should move on to the next question, that is question number 14. So let's move on to the question number 14, and question 14 says that give an example of a situation where in false positive would have a high cost associated with it. Okay, so let's see the answer. We need to have an example where false positive would have a high cost associated with it. Okay, high cost means, so we may tend to lose something which is very important, or it may harm us. It's not only the monetary value represented here. So the answer is, let us consider a model that predicts that a mail is a spam or not. If the model always predicts that the mail is a spam, people would not look at it and eventually might lose important information. Here, false positive condition that is predicting the mail as spam while the mail is not spam would have a high cost. So next question which we are going to discuss is question number 15, and that is of 2 marks. Write any 2 applications of TFIDF. Okay, so the 2 applications of TFIDF are, we have written 4, as Chintu says we have to choose any 2 out of the 4 given. The first one is document classification, and document classification helps in classifying the type and genre of the document. Okay, next is topic modeling. So topic modeling helps in predicting topic for a corpus. Information retrieval system is the third point, and it is used to extract the important information out of a corpus. Now the fourth application is stop word filtering. Okay, what are stop words? Stop words are the most occurring unnecessary words out of a text body. So stop word filtering helps in removing the unnecessary word out of a text body. Okay, so these were 4 applications. You may choose any 2 for examination. Now let's move on to question number 16 on a way. So question 16 says that write down the steps to implement bag of words algorithm. Okay, so we have to write the steps to implement the bag of words algorithm. So this is also of 2 marks. So let's see the answer. The following are the steps to implement the bag of words algorithm. First one is text normalization. This step collects the data and pre-processes it. Okay, so what all is included in pre-processing? Pre-processing means removing the stop words, then segmenting the text, then lemmatization and stemming. So in text normalization, these all steps are included. Next step is create a dictionary. That is, make a list of all the unique words occurring in the corpus. That is the vocabulary. Now the third step is create document vectors. That is, for each document in the corpus, find out how many times the word from the unique list of words has occurred. Okay, now let's see question number 17. I hope you had understood question number 16. Now let's see what question number 17 says. Question number 17 says that what is the confusion matrix and what is it used for? Okay, let's see the answer. A 2x2 matrix denoting the right and wrong predictions might help us analyze the rate of success, and this matrix is termed as the confusion matrix. Evaluation of the performance of a classification model is based on the counts of test records correctly and incorrectly predicted by the model. The confusion matrix is used for measuring recall, that is also known as the sensitivity, precision, accuracy and F1 score. So recall, precision, accuracy and F1 score are used in process of evaluation. So confusion matrix is used for measuring these 4. Okay, now let's move on to the question number 18. And here is what question number 18 says. It says that explain from the given graph how the value and occurrence of the word are related in a corpus. So this one seems to be complicated, but it is really simple if you try to understand it. We have one side occurrence. This means how many times the word have occurred, and this is the high time occurred, and this is low times occurred. Okay, this is low times and this is high times occurred. So this is value, means it has low value here, okay, and high value here. Okay, so we can see this, that if something is having high occurrence, we have to analyze this graph to answer the question. So we can see that when the occurrence is on peak, then the value, okay, so here the value, what is the value here? Here is the lowest value. So as the occurrence increases, value decreases. Okay, occurrence increases, then value decreases. Okay, next is, if we take occurrence decreases where it is very low, then value increases. This means if something is rare, then it is valuable. If some word is available in really high amount, then it is non-valuable and also known as stop word or unnecessary word. Okay, so occurrence decreases, value increases. This means they are in inverse ratio or inverse proportion. They're inversely proportional. They're inversely proportional. So let's see the answer. As shown in the graph, occurrence and value of the word are inversely proportional. The words which occur most, like the stop words, have negligible value. Negligible means almost zero. Okay, so this paragraph I think is by mistakenly taken from previous one. So let's eliminate this. Then second point is, these words occur the least but add the most value to the corpus. Means the rarest words which have low occurrence occur the least but have the highest value to the corpus. Now let's see the question number 19. Okay, before moving to question number 19, we have surprised that we have crossed section B also. Now we are going to start section C, and section C is from question 19 to 21 and it is of 4 marks each. All questions measure 4 marks. Okay, so these questions are also on the new pattern, that is CBQ format. Okay, so these are CBQs of 4 marks each. So we need to tackle them with all the brains which we have. We have to answer any 2 questions out of the 3 given, means one we have as a choice which we can opt out in the examination. So 2 questions, 4 marks each, result in 8 marks total from this section. Let's move on to the question number 19. Last third question of today's session. So question number 19 says that through a step-by-step process, calculate the TFIDF of the given corpus. The corpus is 4 documents. That is, first is Johnny Johnny, yes papa. Second is eating sugar, no papa. Third one is telling lies, no papa. And fourth one is open your mouth, ha ha ha. Okay, let's see the answer to this question. Answer is on the next page, and here is the answer. Don't be freaked out just by seeing the answer. It is really easy, not that easy, but it's easy to understand after you understood the concept. Okay, so let's see. First we need to create document vectors for the given documents, that is the term frequency table. Each table which we are going to create here counts for 1 marks each. Okay, so we have to create this table in examination too. Okay, so this is the term frequency table which is created. Then second is record the occurrence of the word in document using term frequency table. Okay, so here is the document frequency table, that is counting the occurrence of words. Okay, so how many times the words occur. Now the next is, third one is draw the inverse document frequency table, where we need to put the document frequency in the denominator while the total number of documents in the numerator. Here total number of documents are 4, hence the inverse document frequency becomes. Okay, so how many documents were there in the starting? We saw that there are 4 documents. In the numerator we are going to put the number of times the word occurred or the token occurred, and in the denominator we are going to put the total number of documents, that is 4. Okay, and the fourth step is the formula for TFIDF for any word W becomes TFIDF of W equals TF of W into log IDF of W. Okay, so this is the formula for TFIDF, and then the whole table is here, and the whole complication is put on to this single question, I feel. no issues, you're going to understand this after you understood this concept. Now let's see question number 20. So we have a long paragraph, question number 20. So let's read it out. The world is competitive nowadays. People face competition in even the tiniest task and are expected to give their best at every point in time. When people are unable to meet these expectations, they get stressed and could even go into depression. We get to hear a lot of cases where people are depressed due to reasons like peer pressure, studies, family issues, relationships, etc. And they eventually get into something that is bad for them as well as for others. So, to overcome this, cognitive behavioral therapy, that is CBT, is considered to be the best methods to address stress, as it is easy to implement on the people and also gives good results. This therapy includes understanding the behavioral and mindset of person in their normal life. With the help of CBT, therapists help people overcome their stress and live a happy life. So for this situation given above, we have the 3 questions which are going to answer at a time. So first question is write a problem statement template. Second is list any 2 sources from which data can be collected. Third one is how do we explore the data collected. So let's see the question 1, that is problem statement template. So if we go back again to the project cycle, then we'll be able to recall the 4 W's of problem scoping, which when represented in a template is called a problem statement template. So here's a problem statement template for the given. So here who means the stakeholder is the people who are undergoing the stress. Now second, what is a problem? So the problem is that they are not being able to share their feelings. Now where means the context of the problem. The context is that they need help to vent out their emotions. Okay, so they need help to vent out their emotions. Now why means the solution. Okay, the ideal solution would be to provide a platform to share their thought anonymously and suggest help whenever required. Okay, so this was the problem statement template for the scenario. Now the second question, mention any 2 sources of data. So we have mentioned 4 here, you can take any 2. Data can be collected from one of the following sources. A, surveys. B, observing therapist sessions. C, databases available on the internet. And D is interviews. Now the third question was how do we explore this data. So once the textual data has been collected, it needs to be processed and cleaned so that an easier version can be sent into the machine. Thus the text is normalized through various steps and is lowered to minimum vocabulary, since the machine does not require grammatically correct statements but the essence of it. This means we are going to remove the stop words, and we have already discussed what is stop words. Okay, now we are on the last question of this session, and let's see the question number 21. So the question number 21 says that take a look at the confusion matrix, and actually it is a confusion matrix. It really confuses students. So let's see, how do you calculate the F1 score? So how should we calculate the F1 score? Let's see the answer to this question. So as it is a 4-mark question, they will expect you to write good amount of stuff in it. So the answer is, we begin the calculation by first using the formula to calculate precision, and precision is defined as a percentage of true positive cases versus all the cases where the prediction is true. That is, it takes into account the true positive and false positive. So precision is equals to true positive by true positive plus false positive whole multiplied by 100%. Then precision is equals to TP by TP plus FP whole multiplied by 100%. Second step is, next we calculate recall as a fraction of positive cases that are currently identified. So the fraction would result in precision is equals to true positive by true positive plus false positive. Precision is equals to TP by TP plus FP. And finally we'll calculate the F1 score as the measure of balance between precision and recall. That is equals to 2 into precision into recall by precision plus recall. So that's all for today's video. And if you have any questions, you can ask in comments. and the notes for this video will be available on aiforkids.in. The link is provided in the description. Thank you for watching.